as we continue to grow and thrive despite the continued national and global economic climate. The Clovis community is blessed with hardworking municipal employees who continue to move the city of Clovis forward in a positive direction. I would like to thank them for their outstanding service that they provide the citizens of Clovis each and every day. The Clovis City Commission faced some challenges in 2011, and I would particularly like to thank them for all of their tireless work, dedication, and support for the residents of our community. These guys have worked overtime for this past year, and I greatly appreciate that. As commissioners, they are tasked with making the hard choices regarding the direction our city takes, and they're always prepared to step up to the plate and meet these challenges, and they meet them head on. Meet the challenges that face our community. From supporting new jobs for Clovis residents to our city streets, from public safety to quality of life. As I would like to say, and Commissioner Van Solen is not here right now, I think he's on his way, but Commissioner Van Solen leaves the commission next week, and he is going to be sorely missed. He was the voice sometimes of reason, and I loved his eloquency when he had a statement to make. We all listened. He worked very tirelessly in many areas, particularly in the areas of public safety and quality of life. He was very instrumental with different parks and initiatives, and we want to thank him. And today, I had a call from Mr. Lonnie Leslie, who is at the ADC conference. That's the Association of Department of Communities, Defense Communities, and he said that he was in some meetings and they were talking about BRAC-proofing your community. And he said, well, making sure that your base is not going to be on the BRAC, which there will be one in 2013. It was announced, and they've talked about it at where he is. And one of the things that kept coming up is quality of life. And he called me to say that, and so I want to thank the commission, and particularly Commissioner Van Solen, for his work and dedication in making sure that we are taking care of our community as well as Cannon Air Force Base. Fiscally, our community has remained stable during the past year. We received an outstanding audit report, and our fiscal, being conservative, continues to ensure our healthy financial state. Infrastructure and water. The Public Works Department is one of the large departments, and they work extremely hard throughout the year through all weathers to ensure that our city infrastructure functions well. The areas they work in include our regional landfill, sanitation, streets, traffic, and water treatment plant. The upgrades for the wastewater treatment plant will be completed in May of 2012 at a cost of $7.5 million. This is something that we needed for many, many years, and it's being accomplished this year. I would like to commend our city engineer, Mr. Justin Howalt, for his professionalism in keeping this project on time and on budget. In 2011, the design was completed for the effluent reuse pipeline, which when completed will run through our city's parks. This is one way that we are looking at conserving our water. The cost of the project is $16 million, and we have $4.1 that has just been allocated from the state for this project to start our first phase. And this was from the Water Trust Board. The Commission secured $500,000 in a CDBG grant, that is a Community Development Block Grant, funding for an 18-inch sanitary sewer line extension along Martin Luther King from 21st Street down to Zulik in 2011. This was huge. This is something that we've worked on, and it's been needed for years. We've had people say, why can't we get, development over on the west side? Well, this will be a key to making that happen. Construction of this pipeline, which will address the growth needs of the west side of our community, is scheduled to begin spring of 2012. In 2011, street improvements, including completing safety and drainage upgrades on Prince Street in the area of Eastern Audio, the completion of drainage improvements to North Thornton, and the completion of milling and resurfacing on Main Street from Terra Blanca to Llano, and on Manana from Prince to Main Street. In 2011, funding was secured for roadway and drainage improvements on Llano Estacado from Prince to Norris, with construction due to begin in March and completion in August of 2012. So if you're this was at a cost of $1.6 million. So if you're going to be driving that way in the next few weeks, you may be a little inconvenienced, but that's okay, because we are putting your tax dollars at work and making sure that our streets are taken care of, because this is definitely a need. There were 350, now this sounds like an engineer, help me with this, 351,000 linear feet of striping was completed in the city in 2011 at the cost of $65,000. The Public Works Department spread 520 tons of sand and 175 tons of salt on our streets. They used 9,000 tons of rocks and 32,000 gallons of asphalt on chip sealing projects throughout the city. So they have done massive work. Our Public Works Department continues to do an outstanding job, and even though it is still a challenge to obtain state and federal funding, we work hard to try to find the dollars to make sure that our streets are taken care of. The Ute Pipeline continued moving forward in 2011, and we were very excited to hold a groundbreaking in August for the intake structure for the pipeline, which is the first phase of the construction in August of 2011. We have been extremely fortunate to begin obtaining federal funding, which was just announced just a couple of weeks ago. Actually, 3 weeks ago, it was announced that we received $1 million through the Bureau of Reclamation, and then on the heels of that, $1,978,000 from the President in his 2013 budget. In 2011, the City of Clovis identified a funding source for the Ute Water Project. That was the 0.25% that we did, and that will pay our part. So everyone is stepping up to the plate, from the local to the state to the federal government, and that is what is critical, and that's the only way that this project is going to work. And rest assured, it will be completed probably, hopefully, within 10-ish years. City services, City of Clovis Public Service Departments continue to provide excellent service to our community and to be commended for their diligent and professional work. They may think they need to be committed, not sure. The Clovis Police Department had another busy year in 2011. Changes in the department included work on an accreditation program with the state of New Mexico. Upgrades in technology were completed to the dispatch center with the help of PSAP funds. A remodel of dispatch was also completed, and the police department was able to add some new car cameras and body cams for police officers. The Clovis Police Department continues to provide outstanding professional assistance to the residents of Clovis. In 2011, the police department saw a change in the reported crime. There was a 6% overall decrease in reported crimes. The department responded to a total of 30,538 calls for service and took a total of 7,255 police reports. The department attributes this success to the partnerships with the community, and I think you've seen more officers out on the streets, and they're doing educational programs with our community. The citizens have been making calls, willing to get involved, and ultimately, with the arrest for crime up, the overall crime rate has dropped. Also, at the 4th Annual Mayor's Ball that we had, we presented the Shop with the Cop with over $8,000 that they were able to go out and make so many children happy. I think over 200 kids were able to go shopping at Walmart because of that. In 2011, the Animal Control Division responded to 3,800 calls for service. In 2010, the city implemented a licensing program, and so far, more than 2,000 licenses have been given out for the animals, which helps in identifying stray pets. This has been a huge successful program. 2011 saw a change in the supervision at the Animal Control Department, and Mr. Marty Martinez took over as supervisor for that department. We are excited to have him on board in this position and know that he will do a great job. Animal Control completed some remodeling and modifications in 2011 with heating and lighting in the older facility. They are currently working on remodeling the newer facility to be able to house more animals. And through our Animal Task Force and working with the shelter, High Plains Humane Society was established, and they have done an incredible job to come up with donations and things to make sure that have a low-cost spay and neuter. So this is definitely on track and moving forward. The Clovis Fire Department continues to experience growth and expansion, providing fire protection and paramedic ambulance service to the community. The Clovis Fire Department now has 7 fire stations in service and a total of 79 personnel. In 2011, the Clovis Fire Department continues its commitment to provide the best and most effective emergency services to this community. Our personnel are provided excellent equipment to perform their job, as well as outstanding training and promotional opportunities. This is another thing that the Commission does, and they do it so well. We work hard to make sure that the money is found for our public safety people, because we know how critical it is, because they are out there fighting fires, attending fires, and we've seen too in our community just this year, the fire that took in from Melrose all the way down, south of Clovis, and then of course just the other day the fire at the Clovis Apartments, which left 12 families without any place to live. So we want to thank our fire department and our police department for their first responding and the great job that they do. In 2011, the Station 6 at 21st and Main was placed back in service with personnel after a 15-year absence. I love seeing that back in service. It looks really nice, and I know I think it's one of the oldest ones in town. Construction was completed on a new fire station at the airport. Again, the Melrose tire fire is what it's referred to, burned over 77,000 acres in April, and our fire department personnel did an outstanding job responding to that. In fact, we had some firefighters that were injured in this fire, and when I went to the hospital, it was amazing, their attitude, and that it was important to them to be there, and they absolutely put their life on the line for us. In 2011, call volume increased by 8% at the fire department, and over 280,000 miles were driven by our personnel providing EMS services to our community. In the emergency management, in 2011, our emergency management department conducted the BNSF Hazmat full-scale drill with participants from law enforcement, fire, hazmat, Cannon Air Force Base, and other entities. The exercise was a huge success and a great practice for everyone. The emergency management participated in the New Mexico Preparedness Area 1 communications exercise, which involved 9 counties: Curry, DeBaca, Guadalupe, Roosevelt, Chavez, Eddy, Lee, Quay, and Lincoln. Great exercise for all involved. Emergency management conducted presentations at Farm Safety Days to 3rd graders from Clovis, Curry County and the surrounding counties, conducting 20 presentations over 2 days to approximately 1,500 students at the Civic Center. Emergency management also responded to several major fires and power outages that affected Curry County, including the tire fire, the Windy fire, I didn't know we had any wind here, and others. Older adults, the mission of the Division of the Older Adults is to improve the quality of life for senior citizens through innovative programs and facilities that meet the levels of their need, to assist clients to remain independent through transportation, nutrition, recreation, education, socialization, and in-home services. The City of Clovis Older Adults Department is committed to its role for a catalyst of senior advocacy, volunteerism, and information resources for our elder population. Older Adults continues to manage 2 senior centers, the Baxter Curran Senior Center and the Alice Converse Senior Center, also known as the Friendship Center. The Division of Older Adults works with the Food Bank of Eastern New Mexico, Non-Metro New Mexico Area Aging, and the Curry County Resident Senior Meal Association, MAT 25, United Way, 50 Plus Olympics, and CATS to provide assistance to the senior population and maintain a healthy lifestyle. With the baby boomer generation, which many of us fit in this category, which make up 2/3 of the 50 plus population, the Older Adults Department has adjusted their activities, because none of us are old, and programs to accommodate the boomers' lifestyle of staying more active in the community, with very popular programs such as beginners and intermediate line dances every week, with Friday night dances, square dances on Saturdays, and Spanish dances on Sundays. The Division of Older Adults provides many other programs, activities that suit seniors as well, such as we have quilting, dominoes, bingo, cards, ceramics, crocheting. You can't go to one of those sites without seeing it. Many, many people there taking advantage of everything that we have. And the one thing that we did this year, the Senior Olympics called, and they wanted to put on a couple of walks at the new Goodwin Lake Trail. So we've done that, and they have thoroughly enjoyed that. And I think once the weather kind of gets warmer, and they will be back out there doing that. The Older Adults Division continues to support and assist our growing senior population by adapting and refining activities and services for our community in new and innovative ways. The CAT system, this is one of our most popular things, I will have to tell you. And I'm not saying it just because I just happened to look at the CATS people back there. So in 2011, our Clovis Area Transit System, best known as CATS, not only met the daily transportation needs of Clovis citizens, but was also able to assist with the transportation needs of some special events, some of which were the MLK Walk in January, the July 4th Parking Shuttle, the Night Out with the Police Department in August, the Christmas Lights at the Zoo and City Light Tour, a Christmas party for 156 underprivileged children, and a Christmas shopping spree for 110 underprivileged children. So they have a huge mission, I believe, here in this community. Program statistics show that this past year, CATS provided close to 68,000 trips, drove a total of 212,000 miles, and generated 41,000 in fares. This year also saw the completion of the second phase of construction at the CATS facility. This project was completed in June of 2011 and was funded by the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, totaling $313,708. With this funding, CATS was able to complete the bus parking structure, add a storage building, finish landscaping, install video security systems in 11 buses, and purchase a radio repeater. Our Clovis City Transit System continues to look at and plan for the expansion and development of fixed route service. The Community Transportation Association of America has agreed to provide this assistance and will help make this a reality when they schedule their visit in late March. So to get ready for this transition, staff has applied for and was awarded a grant to purchase dispatch scheduling software, and it's also set to receive another grant to replace 4 buses. The total of these 2 grants amounts to over $420,000, and there's an 80-20 match on this. So see, when you're out there and you really work and you look for the grants, you can find the money to help our community, especially with the CATS program. CATS strives to meet the growing demand for service in the community and asks the citizens to continue to voice their support for public transportation to state and federal delegations. In this economy, it is imperative that we let officials know how important public transportation is, and I know that we hear it every day wherever we go. The library in 2011, the hours were changed to better serve the needs of area patrons. On May 1st, 2011, the library began opening at 9, Monday through Sunday, instead of 10. The public has been warmly accepting of this new hour. New computers for both the public and OPAC were purchased through a special allocation from the City Commission. The new OPAC computers will access the card catalog along with several databases. The public access computers will add additional computers for the public to access personal data. I will tell you that I have started having open public hours, and there's an office in the library that we do that, so I walk through the library, and I am so proud of this facility, and it is full, and the computers are almost full every day. It doesn't matter what time you come in, there are people using it. So they do take advantage of these programs. The summer reading program was a hit, as always, with more than 500 children in attendance. The program is a definite positive in children's programming. Among the activities were free movies, a chopped challenge for young adults, song and dance with Andy Mason, a visit with animals from the Hillcrest Zoo. The summer reading program continues to be a successful endeavor and a positive influence on youth services in the library. How do you say that? Chautauqua. There you go. Programs were done for adults. These included a person portraying Dale Evans, a talk focusing on the New Deal, and a John Chisholm interpreter. A program highlighting New Mexico history. The library, through a sustainable grant from the State Library, hosted a program entitled Fast Forward New Mexico. This program provided computer training to attendees. The programs were held in October and November and serviced over 200 programs. The library was given 6 laptops as a result for hosting the program. These computers will be used for later computer training. So you kind of see that if we help other people and host things, we get computers. So I think it's a great teamwork that we have going. The Clovis Carver Public Library committed to joining a consortium for e-book delivery, and the consortium includes 5 libraries and should be live sometime in mid to late February. With an annual circulation of over 150,000 books, magazines, and other materials, the Clovis Carver Public Library continues to support the literary needs of eastern New Mexico. Quality of life. 2011 was an exciting year for the City of Clovis Parks and Recreation Department, with lots going on. The Commission refinanced the Parks bond, and utilizing some of those funds, the city purchased the Chaparral Country Club and renamed it the Colonial Park Golf Course. A $500,000 grant was received from the Sisler Foundation for the refurbishment and renovation of the old youth recreation building, known as the YRB, at 7th and Sycamore. This project has just been completed, and we had the ribbon cutting yesterday, I think with one of the record crowds that we had. We had Coke floats, and it was called The Beat Goes On, because so many people remember great times that they had in the old YRB. You will not believe what it looks like. No one could, they said the building never looked like that. So it's a great addition for our kids, and what we will do with that is the Y was there, and they will be running summer programs out of the old YRB. the new IRB, actually. And so you can drop your kids off this summer, and they will every day, and the children will be able to go and have activities in the YRB. They can go from there out the back doors to the park, to the walking trails, to the splash pad, to the zoo, and all of the things that kids love to do. We were committed to give the kids something to do, and that's exactly what we're doing. In 2011, the parks, with the help of Public Works, completed the 1 1/8 mile nature walking trail at Goodwin Lake. I had no idea. I mean, I knew, I kind of thought it would be neat, but this has been one of the biggest hits in the community. There's not a day that goes by when it's a pretty day that you don't see 10 to 15 to 20 cars out there. People take huge advantage of it. I was out there Sunday, and I counted 45 people. And so it is very much used. People love it. I get texts thanking the city and the city commission for doing this, because, in fact, one girl said, I'm even thinking I might even get healthy. So it was kind of exciting to see people take to that so well, and I think this summer it'll even be a bigger hit. Construction of a splash pad at the old Hillcrest Pool began in 2011, and we anticipate this will open in late April. And I was out there just a couple of days ago, and they were really starting to work on that. So if you get an opportunity, drive out to Hillcrest Park and see what's going on. I think you're going to be amazed at everything. And we did, as well as the park, we are keeping the 3-par golf course, and I think that's important for a lot of our golfers. And we are working on the Colonial Park golf course. Right now, we're getting bids to make sure we go out and fix the sprinkler system so we can get that golf course in shape so the golfers can go out and have a great summer. A dog park at Hillcrest Park was begun in 2011 and completed in 2012. Again, we had no idea what kind of hit this would be. I was talking to someone that was out there last week, and they counted 65 dogs that were there, and, you know, I don't know, probably that many people. And so it's a hit. People love it, and I can't believe how well the dogs get along so well, and they act like they're little school kids playing. So it's a big hit, and so this is just one more thing that the community has offered. With funds received from the Friends of Main Street, the city relocated the old locomotive at Hillcrest Park to the Model Train Museum. And we would like to designate this area as a historic railroad district, and we'll be working toward that. And there's a group of people right now that's working. There's a board of them that's working to restore the engine. So I think you're going to see it hopefully in the next few months. They're really looking good, and they want to put some landscaping and things around that. In September 2011, the City of Clovis Parks Department hosted the State Parks Conference. Miss Jana Rankin, president of the National Recreation and Parks Association, attended the conference and was thrilled to see all of the work being done by the city to improve parks. The zoo is planning an expansion, and we were delighted to welcome the addition of a baby giraffe to the zoo in January. Everybody has been excited about that giraffe, and it won't be long, and it will be opened up to the public, and I think the kids are just going to be thrilled. And we had the naming contest. We haven't, the name has not been picked yet, but that will be coming shortly. Clovis Municipal Schools had an extremely busy year in 2011 with many infrastructure additions and upgrades. Groundbreaking ceremonies were held for the new Gaddis Middle School and for the new Arts Academy at Bella Vista Performing Arts with 12 classroom additions. Additions and renovations were completed at La Casita Elementary School, and renovations began at Marshall Middle School. Design started on the new James Bickley Elementary School and the new Lockwood Elementary School. Can you imagine all of this construction going on in our community? No wonder we're tired. There's so much, excellent things going on. Designs, other infrastructure activities, including roofing projects, the air conditioning upgrades, which were completed throughout the district. In 2011, the district awarded the schools with the prestigious designation as Best Communities for Music Education, as well as numerous band and choral programs. We are extremely proud of our schools and the great work they do for our community's children. They have stepped up to the plate to address the growth needs of Cannon Air Force Base and are be commended for their outstanding work. We also work as a team with the Clovis Christian Schools, and they provide an environment that many people choose, and we want to continue to be working with them. Clovis Community College continues to provide excellent educational opportunities for our area. 2011 saw some changes in the leadership at the college, with Dr. Becky Rowley moving from Executive Vice President to President, and Robin Jones became the Dean for the Executive Vice President of the college. The Joe and Charlene Sisler Allied Health Building will be completed at the end of March. Classes will be offered in the fall. CCC has completed a thorough self-evaluation process as part of its reaccreditation process through the Higher Learning Commission. The Cultural Arts Series has its highest attendance at the performance ever with the Vienna Boys Choir. Renovations on the Norman and Vi Petty Performing Arts Center will begin in late spring. The Plains Regional Medical Center continues to improve the health of our community. Several of the top accomplishments in 2011 include hiring 6 physicians in 2011 to meet Clovis's needs in general surgery, orthopedic surgery, psychiatry, internal medicine, and pediatrics. PRMC has implemented room service to allow patients to order what they want according to their dietary needs when they want it. For the first time, the inpatient satisfaction exceeds competitor scores in Amarillo and Lubbock. I want to say that one more time. For the first time, the inpatient satisfaction exceeds the competitor scores in Amarillo and Lubbock. So congratulations to PRMC. The emergency department is experiencing record high patient volumes while managing care in the safest manner possible and doing so with shorter wait times compared to hospitals of comparable size. This is something that I know they've struggled with and have worked very diligently on. Outpatient satisfaction scores have also improved and in many instances are better than 90% of all hospitals across the country. PRMC was recognized as a top improver for 2011 with their ambulatory surgery center's high patient satisfaction scores by the Press Ganey Company. They raised $102,518 for United Way. So what a committed partner they are to our community, which nearly triples the amount that they raised in 2009. 1/5 of all United Way giving for Eastern New Mexico. PRMC's generosity is the foundation for our community and all the valuable organization United Way supports. As part of a community-owned health system, PRMC has invested in a state-of-the-art cardiac cath lab, a new MRI machine which provides enhanced images, and added services such as the breast imaging for women's care and a new PET scan service for cancer patients. PRMC continues to be glad to offer the convenience and quality of care right here at home. The next section will wear you out when I just talk about it. It's the Clovis-Curry County Chamber of Commerce. Over the past year, the Clovis-Curry County Chamber focused its efforts on things that matter most, building on economy strengths, community strengths through tourism, special events, and community celebrations, increasing chamber member engagement, and fostering a culture that nurtures collaboration and a sense of community. The Chamber, together with the Clovis Civic Center and the Curry County Event Center, hosts many major events to include the Pioneer Day celebration, 2 youth rodeo finals, the New Mexico High School Rodeo Finals, and a High Plains Junior Rodeo Final, and the 4th of July Smoke on the Water celebration. New to the calendar of events last year was a Clovis High School 70s reunion and the New Mexico Parks and Recreation Conference. There is no doubt that Clovis rocks, especially during the annual Clovis Music Festival in September. Visitors from around the world come to Clovis throughout the year to visit the original 7th Street Norva Jack Studios and the Norman and Vi Petty Rock and Roll Museum in downtown Clovis. Significant that history repeats itself, Will Bannister and the Mulberry Band has hit it big internationally with their recent performance at Wembley Arena in England, another worldwide statement that Clovis rocks. Public-private partnerships between the Chamber and the City have included a fundraising campaign for Christmas lights for downtown Clovis, the overall promotion of Clovis through the lodger's tax, legislative events, and planning of Smoke on the Water at Green Acres Park. The Chamber has partnered with the City on the following groundbreakings and ribbon-cutting celebrations in the last year: the Colonial Park Golf Course, Dog Park, YRB, Splash Park, Historic Hotel Clovis, and we are anxiously awaiting the premiere showing of the newest addition to the Hillcrest Zoo, our little baby giraffe. Chamber committees are thriving with record number of participants in this year's leadership class and many new recruits for the ambassadors. The Chamber has also served as a catalyst for many outreach programs and events in support of men and women assigned to Cannon Air Force Base. As a community, we have reached out to Cannon personnel by hosting the annual Cannon Appreciation Day in August, a single airman's Christmas party, the Career Expo Fair for military dependents and civilians, and the Discover Home Travel Fair to showcase local and regional tourism to the military families. In November, the Clovis-Curry County Chamber of Commerce was awarded the New Mexico Best Practice for Tourism during the 16th Annual New Mexico Infrastructure and Finance Conference that was held in Albuquerque. As a business community and in sync with the City of Clovis, we are doing the right things to create a pocket of greatness right here in Clovis, New Mexico. On the industrial development front, Clovis Industrial Development Corporation worked on several projects in 2011. They continue to work with Tres Amigas, which is a $1.2 billion power station which will be located north of Clovis. The project will bring 65 new high-wage jobs to Clovis, and it is anticipated to spur many new renewable energy opportunities. A groundbreaking for Tres Amigas is anticipated to happen this summer. Quality Liquid Feed just completed the construction of a $2 million production and a distribution facility in the Clovis Industrial Park. They will employ 15 people. In November, CIDC announced the Beauty, Health, and Science Innovations will be moving their manufacturing facility from California to Clovis. The estimated $7 million project will create 300 new jobs. They came into town and they bought an existing building in the old Froze Fruit building, so that's kind of a win-win on several fronts. They continue to work with Shell Oil. CIDC continues to work with Shell Oil to explore natural gas production opportunities in Clovis and Curry County. CIDC has worked with Cummins natural gas engines to ensure that their current operations remains as a retention and expansion. The city works as a partner with CIDC in all of these projects, and it has been a tremendous success this year. In 2011, we saw a change of leadership at the Clovis Municipal Airport. Mr. Steve Summers retired and took another job in Albuquerque and was replaced by Mr. Gene Beaker. During the past year, the Clovis Municipal Airport has been busy with many projects of their own. They have the runway extension project, installation of a new 200,000-gallon water tank, and a wildlife survey of the area surrounding the airport. With the completion of these projects, we will not only increase the safety for current air traffic, but will position ourselves for enhanced air service to the east, which is what we're working on. Negotiation of terms and conditions for the relocation of the FAA-owned navigational equipment was also accomplished. Both were vital steps needed to do before the extension. The installation of a new guidance system and the return of the instrument landing system are now underway, and we are moving forward over the next few weeks to start working and seeing what it's going to take to get TSA in here so we can look at going maybe east or maybe to Denver. In 2011, building safety permitted 146 new residences, 74 single-family, and 72 multifamily, with a total permit value of $35,335,000. Building safety permitted 53 residential additions with a value of $1.2 million. You guys, that is not common in very many areas, what I just said, how many permits that we have and what we're doing here. In 2011, building safety permitted a total of $102,740,000 in building permit value and received $198,000 in building permit fees. The single-family and multifamily housing has helped with the housing crunch, but since the affordable housing, the developers are trying to build with affordability in mind and are trying to keep the cost down where they are affordable. We looked at a situation where we could lower the permitting fees, and so the City Commission has looked at all ways to try to make this happen. We are still talking to developers that have expressed an interest in building multifamily complex. Today, I received an email and a letter from the developer that was looking at putting the market rate beautiful rental units that the base has been so supportive of over the past 2 years, and we received the letter and an email just a few minutes ago saying that it's a done deal, it's been approved, and FHA has approved Clovis, which I don't even think they, on these type of projects, but I don't think they've ever heard of Clovis before until we went and talked to them. But that's been approved, and that will help with our shortage of housing. That's 192 units over near Raintree, and it's a market rate rent, and it's a developer coming in to put these. So it's amazing news, it's big news, and this will help stabilize, I think, some of the rental prices as well. So in Cannon Air Force Base, that's with not only Cannon, we have other people coming in here with Tres Amigas and all of the other things that we're doing. So, but knowing that this is going on, it will help people want to move in. And so it was amazing that this is going to happen. Planning and Zoning demolished 6 houses this year and secured 8. They processed 2 preliminary plats, 5 final plats, 11 replats, and 16 zone changes. Vector Control treated 1,590 miles of area, 176 playa lakes, and drainage retention ponds. Code enforcement has sent out 1,422 weed and grass letters, 951 public nuisance letters, and tagged 254 vehicles. So they really are out there trying to make our city look beautiful, more beautiful. Clovis Main Street, the Clovis Main Street program experienced a lot of activity in 2011. The program continues to be accredited from New Mexico Main Street and the National Main Street. They made a lot of progress this year, you guys. Projects completed included the streetscape of a further block on Main Street, and with new concrete and decorative brick imprints, along with decorative planters. They received secret visitor reports, held business workshops. A new event was held downtown called Cruising with the Moons. That was whenever you used to, we would go draggy Maine. Well, one night was set aside and everybody did that, and it was really a lot of fun. And then the first Wind Festival. Clovis Main Street organized the Christmas Light Parade, which was very successful, and moved to the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe 9005 engine into the downtown railroad district, which is being worked on as we speak. The beginning of redevelopment for the old Hotel Clovis, which is huge. This is the catalyst for change for downtown. This is going to that will generate people moving in the downtown area. And some of the buildings around the downtown area have already been renovated, and there's one person in town that bought a building, and she's making lofts in the upstairs. And she said that she's had so many people stop by that want those lofts. A lot of them are military, and they said they've lived in downtown areas before, and they're excited to get back down there. So our downtown is going to change over the next year, and it's exciting change. In 2011, the Clovis Carver Library set a room aside for the commission to meet with the public. And that's what I've done on most Wednesdays. Sometimes I go in other areas, and that has been tremendously successful. A lot of times people will call for appointments, but you're available to just walk in and meet with me. And I enjoy doing that because I can hear the needs and the concerns of the community. As you can see, we have had another tremendous year from going on in our community. Clovis, which has grown 15.6% in the past 10 years, continues to strive, and we are extremely blessed as a community to have experienced the stability and the growth during these challenging times in our great nation's history. And I will tell you, as your mayor, it couldn't have been a better year. It was a tiring year. It was a year that we were met with challenges, but when you know that the commission and the city employees and all of these teams that I talked about are all working together with the synergy that is created, and all of the past commissions that's worked together and have made it to get to this point, it is amazing what you can do. And that's what we've done, working in Clovis, working together as a team. We absolutely have created one of the most busiest, most exciting years that I think that I have seen in many, many years. And we will continue to move forward. This community is a great community with heart, soul, and spirit. And we are there for each other, and we work hard for each other, and we will continue to do that. So again, thank you for coming. And on behalf of the city and the city commission, thank you for allowing us to have this wonderful year. And please continue to work together as we can to make sure that Clovis moves forward and is the community that we love and is truly the community for family. Thank you. All right.